प्रगटाओ आज, ओ ज्ञान दीप प्रगटाओ आज, शांति कुंड बनाओ आज। आज भारत देश में पधारे हैं शिव पावनकारी, आज भारत देश में पधारे हैं शिव पावनकारी।
शिव शक्ति दाता है विश्व में, वो इस जग के कल्याणी। शिव शक्ति दाता है विश्व में, वो इस जग के कल्याणी। ज्ञान दीप प्रगटाओ आज, शांति कुंड बनाओ आज।
आज भारत देश में पधारे हैं शिव पावनकारी, आज भारत देश में पधारे हैं शिव पावनकारी।
शिव शक्ति दाता है विश्व में, वो इस जग के कल्याणी। शिव शक्ति दाता है विश्व में, वो इस जग के कल्याणी।
ज्ञान दीप प्रगटाओ आज, अग्नि प्रगटाओ आज। ओ योग अग्नि प्रगटाओ आज, शांति कुंड बनाओ आज। भारत देश में पधारे हैं शिव पावनकारी, आज भारत देश में पधारे हैं शिव पावनकारी।
शिव शक्ति दाता है विश्व में, वो इस जग के कल्याणी। शिव शक्ति दाता है विश्व में, वो इस जग के कल्याणी।
ज्ञान दीप प्रगटाओ आज। जग मूर्छित है देह अभिमान में,
जग मूर्छित है देह अभिमान में।
मन की शांति का ज्ञान नहीं है,
मन की शांति का ज्ञान नहीं है।
सोए हुए को सुरजित करना, सोए हुए को सुरजित करना। शिव शक्ति की शान यही है,
शान यही है।
त्याग तपस्या जगाओ आज। ओ त्याग तपस्या जगाओ आज, शांति कुंड बनाओ आज। आज भारत देश में पधारे हैं शिव पावनकारी, आज भारत देश में पधारे हैं शिव पावनकारी।
शिव शक्ति दाता है विश्व में, वो इस जग के कल्याणी। शिव शक्ति दाता है विश्व में, वो इस जग के कल्याणी।
ज्ञान दीप प्रगटाओ आज।
ओम शांति,
ओम शांति,
ओम शांति,
ओम शांति,
ओम शांति।
ओम शांति।
शांति के साथ साथ मैं समझती हूँ कि न सिर्फ बाहर का गीत लेकिन मन का गीत भी हमने सुना, खुशी का गीत। ओम शांति भी है तो खुशी भी, और विशेष जो शिव जयंती का पर्व न सिर्फ आ रहा है लेकिन आ गया है।
The occasion of Shivratri, Shiv Jayanti is coming near.
वैसे तो सारा संगम कहेंगे कि
The entire confluence age is the age of happiness,
कुछ न कुछ विशेष अनुभव होता है।
and everybody will definitely have some or the other experience. today Baba is reminding us
शिव बाबा के अवतरण का,
about Shiv Baba's incarnation,
कर्तव्य का,
as what duty Baba performs,
जब हम उनके बच्चे बन जाते हैं
and when we become Baba's children,
क्या कर्तव्य होता है।
what is the duty of ours.
बाबा कहते हैं फर्ज,
And for this Baba says it is your duty, duty.
लेकिन कई बातें ऐसी होती है, अगर आप कोई ना कोई कुर्सी पर हो, टाइटल पर हो,
If you are having any position, you are sitting on one of the chair,
तो इसी रूप
then if you are having any title on you,
क्या हो ट्रांसलेशन,
then you will have,
जबकि हम बाबा के बच्चे बने हैं,
that self-respect.
बच्चे के नाम
But when we have belonged to the Baba,
फर्ज बनता
then what is the duty of we children?
है। तो बाबा इस
So whatever the duty of the father is the duty of we children.
याद दिला रहे हैं,
So today Baba is reminding us about the duty of we children.
सुनेंगे
We will listen to today's Murli,
के बच्चे,
sweet children.
तुम्हारी फर्ज अदाई है, घर घर में
It is your duty to give the Father's message to every home.
घर घर में बाप का पैगाम देना,
It is your duty to give the Father's message to every home.
युक्ति रचकर
Under all circumstances,
का परिचय हर एक को,
you must definitely find a way to give everyone the Father's introduction.
बाबा कोई भी कारण नहीं सुनना चाहते हैं,
Baba doesn't want to listen to any of your excuses,
लेकिन कोई भी हालत में
but in any circumstances,
हर एक
you must definitely find a way to give everyone the Father's introduction.
प्रश्न है,
Question:
तुम बच्चों को किस एक बात का शौक रहना चाहिए?
in which aspect should your children be interested?
का मैं देख भी रही हूँ, शौक है, दिखाई भी दे रहा है,
I can see some of you have an interest, but in which aspect?
जो नई नई पॉइंट्स निकलती है
Answer:
उनको अपने पास नोट करने का शौक,
you should be interested in noting down all the new points that emerge.
नोट करने का भी एक सब्जेक्ट है, राइट।
To note down is also a subject.
के पास आते हैं तो हर
When we come to Baba,
एक इम्पोर्टेंस रहता है और लिखते हैं।
and there will be the importance of that and we write it down.
बाबा कहते,
But Baba says,
नई पॉइंट्स निकलती है उनको अपने पास नोट,
you should be interested in noting down all the new points that emerge,
इतने सब पॉइंट्स याद रहना मुश्किल है।
because it is difficult to remember all of these points.
नोट्स लेकर फिर कोई को समझाना है,
You can use your notes to explain to others.
नोट्स क्यों लेते हैं?
Why do we take notes?
ये अपने आप और
To revise ourselves and to explain to others.
लिख कर फिर कॉपी पड़ी रहे,
However, you shouldn't write down the points and then leave your notebook aside.
तब के तब भी निकलते हैं लॉस्ट एंड फाउंड में।
We write it down and we leave the notes here,
ऐसे भी नहीं,
and it will be find out in the lost and found department.
जो बच्चे अच्छी रीति समझते हैं उन्हें नोट,
The children who understand everything clearly are very interested in taking notes.
आज गीत भी है, लाख जमाने वाले,
Song. Thousands of people of the world put a lock on your heart.
ताले लगाने वाले, ऐसे कुछ है, लाख जमाने वाले,
Thousands of people of the world put a lock on your heart.
ऐसे। अच्छा, ओम शांति।
Om Shanti.
मीठे मीठे रूहानी बच्चों ने गीत सुना,
You sweetest spiritual children
बच्चे,
heard the song.
ये अक्षर एक बाप ही कहते
Only the one father would say the words spiritual children.
रूहानी बाप बिगर कभी कोई किसको रूहानी
No
बच्चे,
one but the spiritual father would ever call you his spiritual children.
बच्चे जानते हैं
You children know
का एक ही बाप,
that there is the one father of all the spirits,
सब भाई भाई
and that we are all brothers.
भाई बहन सब मिल करके भाई भाई
We are all brothers and sisters together, are brothers and brothers.
फिर भी माया
People
की
speak of
प्रवेश ऐसी है
brotherhood,
जो परमात्मा को सर्वव्यापी
but Maya enters them in such a way that they call the Father omnipresent, which makes it a fatherhood.
बदले में अगर सर्व में व्यापक है परमात्मा
If Father is present in everyone, then it becomes fatherhood.
ये पुरानी दुनिया में ही होता है
Ravan's kingdom exists over the whole world.
दुनिया में राम राज्य
In the new world, there is a Rama's kingdom, which is also called God's kingdom.
ये समझने की बातें हैं
These matters have to be understood.
दो राज्य जरूर है
There are definitely two kingdoms, God's kingdom
और आसुरी राज्य
and the devil's kingdom.
नई दुनिया और पुरानी दुनिया
There is the new world and there is the old world.
नई दुनिया जरूर बाप ही रचते
It must surely be the Father who creates the new world.
तो इस बाबा अलग अलग एंगल से
Every day, Baba in different angles comes and gives his own introduction.
प्रश्न पूछ रहे हैं कौन
Today, Baba is asking you a question.
नई दुनिया जरूर बाप ही रचते होंगे
It must surely be the Father who creates the new world.
नहीं समझते
People of this world understand nothing about the new world or the old world. They don't know anything.
भी कुछ नहीं जानते थे
Previously, you didn't understand anything either.
समझते
You were senseless.
नई सुख की दुनिया कौन स्थापन करता
Who establishes that new world of happiness?
क्यों होता है
Why is there sorrow in this old world?
नरक कैसे बनता है
How does hell change into heaven? No one knows these things.
नई दुनिया सुख की दुनिया कौन स्थापन करता है
Who establishes the world of happiness? And when it becomes old, why there is sorrow?
स्वर्ग से नरक कैसे बनता
How does hell change into heaven?
है किसको भी पता नहीं
Baba says no one knows these things.
तो मनुष्य ही तो जानेंगे
Only human beings can know of these things.
देवताओं के चित्र भी हैं
There are images of deities,
आदि सनातन देवी देवताओं का राज्य
and so the original eternal kingdom of deities must surely have existed.
ये है प्रजा
It doesn't exist now. It is now government of the people by the people.
में ही आते हैं
The Father only comes in Bharat.
मनुष्य को ये पता नहीं है कि शिव बाबा भारत
The people of Bharat don't know what Shiv Baba does when he enters Bharat.
जयंती मनाते हैं
Baba comes in Bharat, we celebrate Shiv Jayanti, but what does he come and do? Nobody knows this.
तो मनुष्य को ये पता नहीं कि शिव बाबा भारत में आकर क्या करते
The people of Bharat don't know what Shiv Baba does when he enters Bharat. What does he do?
हैं शिव बाबा आकर
What do you say? What does he do?
सबसे बड़ी बात बहुत कुछ करते हैं
He does many things.
मुख्य बाबा आज कह रहे हैं ना
And mainly today Baba is saying
देवताओं का धर्म जो स्थापन होता है
Baba will establish the deity religion
दुनिया की स्थापना
no one else can establish.
क्योंकि बाबा आप
Baba establishes the new world. No one else can do this. They have forgotten their own religion.
और उस अनुसार जो कर्म था उस धर्म को भूल गए हैं
According to the karma in the religion has been forgotten.
और शिव
You now have to give them the introduction of the Trimurti
का भी तो
and of Father Shiva.
परिचय देना है ब्रह्मा देवता विष्णु
People say deity Brahma, deity Vishnu and deity Shankar.
और फिर कहते हैं शिव
Then they say salutations to the Supreme Soul Shiva.
बच्चों को त्रिमूर्ति शिव का ही परिचय देना
Therefore, you children have to give them the introduction of Trimurti Shiva.
है शिव बाबा के साथ त्रिमूर्ति का परिचय दो तो
Baba says you have to give the introduction of Trimurti Shiva.
ही परिचय देना है ऐसी ऐसी सर्विस करनी
You have to do this service.
कोई भी हालत में बाप का परिचय
No matter what the circumstances are, when everyone receives the Father's introduction, they can claim their inheritance from the Father.
हम लोगों को होता है कि हमारा परिचय नहीं दिया उसका परिचय दे दिया
We feel sometimes that my introduction was not given and others' introduction was given.
वर्षा ले ली।
Baba says, you children have to give the introduction of mine so that they can claim the inheritance from the Father.
भी वर्षा ले रही।
You know that you are now claiming your inheritance.
और भी बहुतों को वर्षा लेना है।
Many more have yet to claim theirs.
हमारे ऊपर फर्ज अदाई है।
It is our duty to make
घर
sure
में बाप का पैगाम।
that every home is given the Father's message.
मैं समझती हूँ ये तो बहुत होता होगा भारत में, राइट? घर घर में पैगाम देने की।
In Bharat, we give Baba's message in every home and there will be a gathering.
में प्रोग्राम करने के लिए बस 15-20
In order to have the program to be conducted in Bharat, only 15-20 minutes is needed. Little you tell them and they will call their relatives and friends to take this knowledge.
बाबा कहते हैं कि
And therefore Baba says,
अपने पर फर्ज अदाई उठाओ।
you have to take the duty of giving the Father's message to every home.
वास्तव में मैसेंजर एक बाप
In fact, only the Father is the messenger.
के अलग-अलग धर्म के मैसेंजर्स आए हुए
There may be many messengers of different religions,
सच का मैसेज है, सत्यता की
but the true message is
देते हैं।
the message of truth that the Father only gives. The Father gives you his own introduction.
परिचय तुमको
The true message is the Father's introduction. You then have to give the Father's introduction to others. You have to give them the Father's knowledge. The main thing is Trimurti Shiva.
भी बनाया है।
This is our coat of arms.
गवर्नमेंट फिर इनका यथार्थ अर्थ नहीं समझ
Government people do not understand the accurate meaning of this.
यथार्थ नहीं है तो अर्थ भी यथार्थ नहीं
Their pictures are not right,
है। कोट ऑफ आर्म्स
and therefore their introduction is also not right.
में फिर चक्र भी दिखाया है
They show the cycle as a spinning wheel.
और उसमें फिर लिखा है
On it is written, truth brings victory.
सत्य की जीत होगी, सत्यमेव जयते। लेकिन इनका अर्थ तो निकलता नहीं।
There is no meaning to those words.
ये तो संस्कृत अक्षर है।
They are Sanskrit words.
अब बाप तो है ही ट्रुथ,
The Father is the truth.
सत्य, राइट? क्वेश्चन में पूछता है ना, सत्य
What truth?
कौन सी सत्यता?
Truth brings victory.
सत्य बातें
But what truth?
तो है ही ट्रुथ।
The Father is the truth.
वो जो समझाते हैं उससे तुम्हारी विजय होती
You gain victory over the whole world with a true explanation that He gives you.
है। बाबा ने सत्यमेव जयते का कि बाप
Truth brings victory means the Father is the truth.
तुम्हारी विजय होती है।
You gain victory over the whole world with a true explanation that the Father gives you. The Father says, I am telling you the truth
पढ़ाई से
when I say
सच
that you can truly become true Narayan through this study.
इतना लंबा चौड़ा अर्थ निकालते हैं ना, सत्य क्या है ये
They speak about such a lengthy truth.
हुई है। लेकिन बहुत सिंपल
There are many scriptures that is written,
मैं जो सच
but in simple words, Baba says, I am telling you the truth when I say that you can truly become true Narayan through this study.
वो भी उनसे
Those people extract so many different meanings.
क्या अर्थ है, मूर्ति का क्या अर्थ है, राइट? कंपैरिजन में अगर कॉन्ट्रास्ट
So we should have the comparison about their picture and our picture.
अनेक प्रकार से समझाते
Baba is explaining about the Trimurti.
मेला लगता है वहाँ नदी
You should ask them the meaning of this as well. Baba explains it many different ways. Whenever a gathering is being held on the banks of a river, you should go and explain that the Ganges cannot be the purifier. Rivers emerge from oceans.
ज्ञान सागर
Rivers of water emerge from oceans of water. Rivers of this knowledge emerge from the ocean of knowledge.
ज्ञान है, गौ
Your mothers now have this knowledge.
पानी निकलता है,
Go to a Gaumukh where water emerges from that mouth.
यहाँ लेके गए हैं स्थूल पानी की बात, और वो भी
They speak about the physical water
पानी निकला गंगा
and they say that go to a Gaumukh where water emerges from that mouth.
कि यहाँ
They believe that that is the water of the Ganges. Even people who are very educated are not able to understand how the water of the Ganges cannot emerge from there. That is called a blind faith.
नहीं चलते और सोचने से फिर डरते भी हैं, ऐसा
They simply speak about what others say.
इसमें तो इस पूरा श्रद्धा
They don't have the understanding. They don't have the right feeling.
क्योंकि निश्चय का अपना बल होता है।
The faith has power. The feelings has its own fruit. But it isn't the truth.
कि मनुष्य समझते
They are very well educated but are not able to understand how the water of the Ganges cannot emerge from there. It says in the scripture that the water of the Ganges emerged where the arrow landed.
निकल आए। ऐसे नहीं कि अर्जुन ने बाण मारा,
These aspects are of this knowledge. It isn't that Arjuna shot an arrow and that the water of the Ganges emerged where it landed.
दूसरा कहाँ से गंगा निकलती है? एक तो गौ के मुख से निकलती है, बाण मारा
The water Ganges comes out from the Gaumukh.
जहाँ से निकलती
They say it on one side, and on the other side, from where the water emerges, what the people say,
कहते हैं शंकर की जटाओं से गंगा निकली।
it is said that the Ganges emerged through the locks of Shankar.
भक्ति के अनुसार जिसमें स्नान
On the
करने
path of devotion, they say this. It is said too that humans can change into angels by bathing in that water.
से सच्ची बात है कि मनुष्य से देवता बन जाते हैं और वो समझते हैं कि
We become
से वैसे
deities from human beings, but those people say that
बच्चों को बाप
how human beings become angels.
बाबा ने ये चित्र
To change from an ordinary human into a deity is like changing into an angel. You children must now give everyone the Father's introduction.
बच्चों को बाप का ही परिचय देना
This is why Baba has had these pictures made.
बनवाए हैं। त्रिमूर्ति शिव के चित्र में
All of this knowledge is in the picture of Trimurti Shiva.
उन्हों के त्रिमूर्ति के चित्र
In their picture of the Trimurti,
नॉलेज देने वाले कौन?
they don't have the one who gave this knowledge.
मामूली सी
There are no
में जो त्रिमूर्ति
picture of Shiva.
गवर्नमेंट कोर्ट ऑफ
There are only image of those who receive the knowledge.
सिर्फ उन्हों के त्रिमूर्ति के चित्र में नॉलेज देने वाले माना कि शिव का चित्र नहीं है, नॉलेज लेने वाले का चित्र है,
There are only images of those who receive the knowledge.
चित्र है।
There is only the picture of Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar.
फिर समझाते थे
You can now explain to them using the picture of Trimurti Shiva.
जाते हो ऊपर शिव बाबा का होना बहुत बहुत जरूरी है।
It is very necessary to have Shiva Baba's picture on the top of Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar.
है जो फिर फैला
At the top is the image of the one who gives this knowledge.
जाता है ईश्वर
Brahma received this knowledge from him and he then spreads this knowledge. This is called the machinery for establishing God's religion.
भी ब्रह्मा के द्वारा नॉलेज उनका
Through Father Brahma, the knowledge is spread.
धर्म के स्थापना की मशीन
This is called the machinery for establishing God's religion.
सुख देने वाला है।
This deity religion gives a great deal of happiness.
चित्र ये दिखाता है कि बहुत सुखमय जीवन में है, सुखमय
Picture shows there is a very happy life
बच्चों को
in the deity religion. Your children have recognized your true religion.
धर्म की पहचान मिली है जो अब स्थापन हो रही है।
The true religion will now be established.
पढ़ाते हैं
You know that God is teaching you.
कितना खुश होते हो,
You become so happy.
पढ़ाई पढ़ते पढ़ते कितने
You study and you become so happy.
लेकिन अभी मैसेज भी देना है तो खुशी
You now have to give the message with happiness.
मैसेज। बाप कहते हैं तुम बच्चों को एक खुशी का पारावार नहीं होना चाहिए
Baba says you become so happy
क्योंकि तुम्हें पढ़ाने वाला स्वयं भगवान
because the one who is teaching you is God Himself.
का कोई पारावार नहीं होना चाहिए। ये हमने देखा सारे रिट्रीट में
You should have unlimited happiness. We saw it in the retreat.
सेवा
The one who had come for service. The Sevadaris had happiness on their faces. Looking at them, one would become really happy. They say, we want to bring happiness in you, and therefore we do service. Their faces should be very happy, and therefore Baba says, you become so happy because the one who is teaching you is God Himself. God is incorporeal Shiva and not Shri Krishna. The Father sits here and explains that the bestower of salvation for all is only the one. The golden age is called salvation and the iron age is called degradation. The new world is called new and the old world is called old. Salvation in the golden age. In the new world, there will be the contrast.
मनुष्य समझते हैं अभी दुनिया को पुराना होने में 40,000 वर्ष चाहिए.
People believe that there are still 40,000 years left before the world becomes old. Even though seeing so many things, they think this iron-aged world to become old, still 40,000 years is left. Everyone has become so confused. No one except the Father can explain these things. Baba explains with authority. No one except the Father can explain these things. Baba says, I give you children your fortune of the kingdom and take everyone else back home. Baba says, I will establish golden age for you children and take the remaining others back home. Those who follow my directions then become deities. Only you children know about these things. What would new ones understand? Baba is the one who grants salvation to everyone. What would new ones understand? Baba is giving second title. It is the task of you gardeners to prepare the garden and make it ready. It is the task of you gardeners to prepare the garden and make it ready. Baba is the master of the garden, continues to give you directions. It isn't that Baba would meet a new person and give him this knowledge. Many might have forced that Baba has to meet this one or that one. Baba says, Baba would meet a new person and give him this knowledge. That is the task of you gardeners. For instance, when Baba goes to Calcutta, children there think that they will invite their officers and friends to come to Baba. Children think that they make others want to meet Baba in this way or that way. Baba says they won't understand anything. It is as though you bring Budhus in front of Baba. This is why Baba says, never bring new ones in front of Baba. Even for Baba Dada's meeting, we have a new rules. Baba says, never bring new ones in front of Baba. It is the task of you gardeners, not the owner of the garden, to explain. The task of a gardener is to prepare a garden. The Father continues to give you directions about what you should do. This is why Baba never meets new children. However, sometimes they have guests at home who want to have a glimpse and ask, why don't you let us meet Baba? So many people go to Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya has a great status now. He is well educated, but nevertheless, he was born through vice.
फिर भी वही नजर आएगा ना कि जन्म तो विकार से ही,
In Baba's vision,
पढ़े लिखे होंगे,
those person may be very well educated,
बहुत कुछ,
may have done renunciation,
लेकिन जन्म तो फिर भी विकार।
but they still take birth through vices.
लोग गद्दी पर कोई को भी बिठा देते हैं,
Trustees make anyone sit on the gaddi. Each one has his own opinion.
कर बच्चों को अपने
The father comes and
कि मैं कल
he himself gives you children his introduction. I enter this old body every cycle.
गुरु आते हैं, सन्यासी आते हैं,
There the guru comes, sannyasis comes, they sit on the gaddi. But here, Baba comes, but nobody comes to know. Baba himself has to give his own introduction, and then we will recognize him.
खुद आकर बच्चों को अपना परिचय देते हैं।
Baba himself gives you children his introduction.
ये भी अब
I enter this old body every cycle.
शास्त्रों में
This one didn't know his births. It says in the scriptures that the duration of each cycle is hundreds of thousands of years. Human beings cannot take so many births. They have then said that you also take birth in animal species, and they have increased the number to 8.4 million species. Whatever people hear, they continue to nod and say, it is true. Everything in the scriptures belong to the path of devotion.
शोभावान सुंदर मूर्तियां
In Calcutta, they make beautiful images of the deities. They decorate them. They decorate them beautifully, and then they sink them.
थोड़ी बहुत पालना की,
They create it, they sustain it, they worship it,
ये भी
and then they sink them.
सी ठहरे।
It is as though they have become as senseless as babies.
गुड़ियों के साथ खेलना बहुत पसंद करते हैं,
They love to worship the toy.
innocent,
They are absolutely innocent.
कोई ज्ञान नहीं,
They don't have any knowledge.
ये है नर्क,
You know that this is hell
सुख दे।
and that there is a limitless happiness in heaven.
कहते हैं ना फलाना,
Even now, when someone dies, people say that so and so has gone to heaven.
अब नहीं,
Therefore,
समझते हैं ऊपर है,
heaven must surely have existed at some time,
कोई समय था, समय अलग,
but not now.
कोई समय स्वर्ग था, अब नहीं है। नर्क के बाद फिर जरूर स्वर्ग आएगा,
Heaven would surely come after hell.
नर्क के बाद फिर स्वर्ग आएगा।
The world is the same. Heaven would surely come after hell.
नहीं जानते,
You know about all of these things,
तो नया कोई
whereas other people don't even know a little. So what would new ones do sitting in front of Baba?
कॉन्ट्रास्ट भी नहीं जानते,
They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the contrast of the old world and the new world.
इसलिए माली चाहिए जो
What would new ones do sitting in front of Baba? Therefore, gardeners are needed who can look after them well.
कोई उनको छू न दे, कोई मुरझा न जाए, सब तरह की परवरिश करना पड़ता है।
Some become pale, and therefore everyone has to be sustained very well, and especially in Madhuban.
गाइड बनकर आओ,
And therefore for them, Baba says you have to become as the guide.
यहाँ तो माली भी ढेर के ढेर चाहिए।
Many gardeners are needed here.
नया जाकर बैठे तो
When a new student goes and sits in a medical college,
सब भी नहीं होता,
he doesn't understand anything.
तो ये नॉलेज भी है नहीं,
This knowledge is also new.
आया हूँ सब
The Father says, I have come to purify everyone.
अभी तक किसी ने भी नहीं दिया,
No one has given the knowledge to purify anyone.
मुझे याद करो,
Remember me, and you will become pure.
सब है तमो प्रधान आत्मा,
At present, all souls are Tamo Pradhan.
परमात्मा
This is why they say that each soul is also the supreme soul.
नहीं चलती है तो आगे में सबको इजी
They make everything easy. They say soul is the supreme soul. If the supreme soul were to be in everyone, the Father wouldn't sit and beat his head with such people. It is the task of you gardeners to change thorns into flowers. You know that devotion is the night and that is knowledge is the day. The day of Brahma and the night of Brahma has been remembered. Prajapita Brahma would surely have many children. None of them even has the wisdom to ask who the Brahma of so many Brahma Kumars and Brahma Kumaris is.
लेकिन उसका फिर ब्रह्मा कौन है, उनके पिता कौन है? अरे प्रजापिता ब्रह्मा तो मशहूर है।
Prajapita Brahma is very well known, and it is through him that the Brahmin religion is established. People say salutations to the deity Brahma. The Father makes you children into Brahmins and then into deities. You can prove who the Father Brahma is. The Father makes you children into Brahmins, then into deities. You children should be interested in noting down all of these points that emerge. What point was new today? Baba said the children who understand these things would be very keen to take notes. It is good to take notes. After a very long period of time, I have been taking notes. I feel very good while taking notes because it is difficult to remember all of these points. Some take notes and they will think that they will send the notes to somebody else. It is very good to take notes because it is difficult to remember all of these points. Take notes and then explain to anyone who comes. It shouldn't be that you take notes and that you then leave your book aside, that when you are given new points, you put your copies of old notebook aside. You shouldn't throw out the books when you study at school and you make progress. You still keep the books of your earlier studies. Here you first all have to explain these things. Then at the end you say, Man Manabhav. Remember the Father in the world cycle. This is the main thing. Constantly remember me alone. This is called the fire of yoga. Remember the one and forget everyone. This is called the fire of yoga. God is the ocean of knowledge, whereas human beings are. What is the title for human beings? Whereas human beings are oceans of scriptures. The Father doesn't relate any scriptures. If he too were to relate the scriptures, what would be the difference between human beings and God? If Baba too were to relate the scriptures, what would be the difference between human beings and God? The Father says, I tell you the essence of the scriptures of the path of devotion.
उसका सार क्या है,
how the scriptures were made, why it was made, how it was made. Baba comes and explains the essence of the scriptures.
सार मैं तुमको समझाता हूँ। वो मुरली बजाने वाले जो सर्प को पकड़ते हैं ना, वो वाले तो क्या कहते हैं?
People first play a flute to snakes, snake chambers,
मुरली जो बजाने वाले सर्प को पकड़ते
the snake charmers
हैं, उसके दांत
who
निकाल देते हैं।
play a flute to snakes and then catch hold of them and remove their poison.
इसके लिए उनका दांत निकाल देते हैं। और बाप क्या करते हैं?
But what the father does,
विष पिलाना तुमसे छुड़ा देते हैं।
the father too makes you stop drinking poison.
तो विष
Baba is also the
छुड़ा देते हैं।
snake charmer.
विष से ही मनुष्य पतित बने हैं।
Human beings have become impure with that poison.
छोड़ो,
The father says, renounce all of that. Nevertheless, they don't renounce it.
भी गिर कर
The father makes you beautiful, but in spite of that,
बच्चों को
some fall and dirty their faces.
ये भी ज्ञान का मुख्य
The father has come to make you children sit on the pyre of this knowledge.
बैठ कर पढ़ो, सुनो, लेकिन अपने जीवन की धारणाएं
He not only tells you to study the knowledge, but imbibe purity.
को ज्ञान चिता पर बिठाने,
The father has come to make you children sit on the pyre of this knowledge.
जगत जीव
By sitting on the pyre of this knowledge,
इस ज्ञान
you become the masters of the world, the conquerors of the world.
सत्यमेव जयते बाबा ने सुनाए।
Truth brings victory.
हार से तुम
On the basis of that,
सारे
you gain victory.
अच्छा
Acha,
मीठे सीखे
to you sweetest beloved long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, father, Bab, Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to you spiritual children. We spiritual children's love, remembrance, good morning and Namaste, Namaste, Namaste.
धारणा के लिए मुख्य सार,
Essence for Dharana.
पहला पॉइंट है कि सदा
First point,
खुशी रहे कि हम सत्य धर्म की स्थापना के लिए
constantly have the happiness that you are the instruments
सदा खुशी
who are establishing the true religion.
स्वयं भगवान हमें पढ़ाते हैं।
And then God Himself is teaching you.
हमारा देवी देवता धर्म बहुत सुख देने वाला है।
Our deity religion is one that gives a great deal of happiness.
दूसरा पॉइंट,
Second point,
माली बन कांटों को फूल बनाने की सेवा करनी।
you have to become gardeners and do the service of changing thorns into flowers.
पूरी परवरिश कर
Before you bring them in front of the Father, you must first prepare them well.
मेहनत करनी है।
You have to make this effort.
वरदान आज का,
Blessing.
पुरानी देह और दुनिया को भूलने वाले,
May you forget your old bodies
और दुनिया को
and the old world
बाप दादा के दिल तख्त नशीन भव।
and become seated on Bab Dada's heart throne.
ये भी खत्म तो दुनिया भी खत्म।
May you forget your old bodies and the old world and become seated on Bab Dada's heart throne.
का दिल तख्त,
The place for the confluence aged elevated souls
ऐसा तख्त
to cities of Bab Dada's heart throne. You cannot have such a throne at any other time in the whole cycle.
विश्व के राज्य का व स्टेट के राज्य का तख्त तो मिलता रहेगा।
You will continue to receive thrones in the kingdom of the world or the kingdom of a state,
लेकिन ये तख्त नहीं मिलेगा।
but you will not have this throne. This is such a huge throne.
इतना विशाल शक्ति रखते हैं, कितना
This is such a huge throne
चलो फिरो
that even when you walk,
आओ,
tour around, eat and sleep,
लेकिन सदा तख्त नशीन
you are constantly seated on this throne.
इसका कोई हद नहीं है, कहाँ भी
There is no limited.
कुछ भी करते
Wherever you go, whatever you do,
बैठे रहना।
you are constantly seated on this throne.
इतना विशाल तख्त है जो चलो फिरो खाओ
This is such a huge throne that even when you walk, tour around, eat and sleep, you are constantly seated on this throne. The children who are always seated on Bab-Dada's throne
व देही की दुनिया से विश्व
forget their old bodies and the old world.
इसे देखते हुए भी नहीं देखते हैं,
They see them but do not see them.
क्योंकि बैठे बैठे तो हम कह सकते हैं ना, दिल तक पर बैठे थे
While sitting, we can say that we were sitting in Baba's remembrance, we were sitting in Baba's throne,
उठने की निकलने की जरूरत ही नहीं,
and therefore there is no way to come out. So while sitting in Baba's throne, you do everything.
बाप दादा के दिल तक नशीन रहते हैं,
The children who are always seated on Bab-Dada's throne forget their old bodies and the old world. They see them but do not see them. Slogan.
हद के नाम मान शान के पीछे दौड़ लगाना है,
To chase after some limited name, fame, or honor
पीछे पड़ना।
means to chase your shadow.
हद के नाम मान शान के पीछे दौड़ लगाना अर्थात
To chase after some limited name, fame, or honor means to chase your shadow.
चाय के पीछे दौड़ते अपने पर ही हंसी आएगी अगर आप सोचो तो। अव्यक्त इशारे,
The Avyakt signal.
एकांत प्रिय बनो, एकता और
Have love for solitude and imbibe unity and concentration.
जैसे कोई भी नई इन्वेंशन अंडरग्राउंड जाने से कर सकते हैं,
Just as the new invention is created underground,
हो जाते हैं लेबोरेटरी में चले जाते हैं, साइलेंस में चले जाते हैं,
when we go into the laboratory, when we go into silence, we don't tell anything to anybody.
आप भी जितना
In the same way,
अंतर्मुखी रहेंगे,
the more you remain underground, that is, the more you remain introverted,
इन्वेंशन व योजनाएं निकाल
the more you will be able to create new inventions.
जितना अंडरग्राउंड अंतर्मुखी रहेंगे उतना नई नई इन्वेंशन व योजना
The more you remain underground, the more you remain introverted, the more you will be able to create new inventions. By remaining underground, you will be protected from the atmosphere. Secondly,
भी बढ़ेगी,
by being in solitude, your churning power will increase.
और तीसरा
And thirdly,
कोई भी माया के विघ्नों से
being in solitude becomes a means of safety against the obstacles of Maya.
मनन शक्ति बढ़ेगी,
You will be protected from the atmosphere. Your churning power will increase and becomes a means of safety against the obstacles of Maya. Om Shanti.
ओम शांति। आज शाम का योग, कल अमृत वेला योग यहाँ
The
कंसोल में रहेगा।
collective meditation in the evening and the conference hall
डायमंड
yoga
की सेवाधारी
at Amrit Vela will be in the conference hall.
से आए हैं
Murli class will be in the Diamond Hall.
ये डायमंड
All the Sevadaris who have come will reach the Diamond Hall by 9:30 a.m. We will now sit in Baba's remembrance.
सबके भाग्य बनाते चलो। शिव पिता की याद दिलाते चलो, सबके भाग्य बनाते चलो, सबके भाग्य बनाते चलो।
हम भगवान के बच्चे हैं, तो जो भगवान हमें शिक्षाएं देते हैं, हमारे अंदर वो डिवाइन क्वालिटीज, ईश्वरी क्वालिटीज, ईश्वरी क्वालिटी सबसे सहज और सबसे बड़ी कौन सी? सर्व के प्रति रहम भावना अथवा शुभ भावना। मेरी क्वालिटी कितनी शक्तिशाली बननी चाहिए वो हम समझते हैं, लेकिन जो समझते हैं उसको हम अपने धारणा में लाते जाएं तो हमारे जीवन के कर्मों में आते।
विश्व एकता महायज्ञ की